Hello, my name is David, and I am the oldest grandson of Lester Eugene Gibson, and the oldest son of his favorite daughter, Karen. It was my grandfather's wishes that I come before you today to share memories on behalf of his grandchildren. We all remember that Grandpa was a kind and servant-hearted man, as my mother and uncles just shared. And he cared deeply for his family and friends. One of the things that stood out to all of us was Grandpa's great sense of humor. Mm-hmm. While there are many great examples, I think the best example was when all of us grandkids were younger. We used to mess with his motorized chair and put it up as high as it would go while he was out of the room. So that when he came back into the room, we were sure to hear, "You clowns, which one of you put up my chair?" In addition to pranks and practical jokes being played on him and him playing them on others, he also loved to tell many stories and jokes. Some of his favorites were about two Swedish characters named Sven and Ole. And because he grew up on a farm, I think that this one was one of his favorites to tell. Sven and Ole got two horses. In order to tell them apart, Ole decided they would cut the tail short on Sven's horse. Well, that didn't last too long as the tail grew back. So they tried it a second time with the same result. So out of frustration, Sven finally says to Ole, "Well, we're just going to have to remember that your horse is brown and mine is white." While Grandpa loved to have fun and tell jokes, his deep care for his family and friends were at the core of who he was. He loved to teach us skills that would benefit us throughout our lives. Anything from how to build a deer stand to how to drive a four-wheeler. His focus was to teach us how to work hard and do things right the first time. In fact, I remember a time when I was younger. I had had a bad attitude about working that day. And after we came inside, he sat me down on his lap and told me something that changed my life. He said, "As long as you do the job right, with the right attitude, and with people you enjoy, the work will go a whole lot faster." After that, both Grandpa and my family noticed how my attitude toward work had changed. And Grandpa made sure I remembered that lesson every time he saw me. While teaching us helpful skills and values was a key aspect of Grandpa's care, some of the best examples of how he cared for us was in his willingness to attend our concerts, sporting events, and other important celebrations. Not to mention the many trips with he and Grandma to the Royal Blue restaurant, Ice Hogs games, and the cabin. He also invested in each of us by teaching us how to hunt and fish. We enjoyed these times a lot and will remember them fondly. Finally, no talk about Lester Gibson would be complete without sharing some Lesters. When asked how he was doing, he'd reply with, "I'm finer than frog's hair." When asked how he was feeling, he'd say, "With my fingers." And when it looked like there might not be enough food to eat and people were taking more, he'd always say, "We got you here to feed you, not fatten you." last thing he used to say whenever we were leaving to go somewhere was, "And away we go." And now, away he has gone to be with Jesus. Thank you.